Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Charles in Charge Cowboys Sports Report. It is February 7th, about 8:30 p.m. Central Time, my time, Tuesday evening. Been about a week since I've cut my last video. If you're watching my video, you have not subscribed yet. My channel is still young and growing. Please press that red subscribe button. Every subscriber counts. My first goal, like I say at the beginning of each video, is to get to 1,000 subscribers. 4,000 watch hours, therefore I can start doing live shows. That's where it's at, and I guarantee you my live shows will be live. I know we all enjoy watching Law Nation show and calling in on this call-in line. When I'm able to go live, when I hit 1,000 subscribers, 4,000 watch hours, I'll have a call-in line, maybe once a month, a Zoom-in line, so y'all can call in, agree with me, disagree with me, or we can just chop it up about the passion that we love. And it drives us crazy at the same time, the blue and silver blood that we all collectively bleed, Cowboy Nation. But I cannot get there without your support, and I would like to get to that goal by the beginning of this next 2023 season, guys. I'm at 235 right now, so I need, 765 more? So help me get there, guys. And once I get there, my channel will take off exponentially. I guarantee you. You'll be entertained and will not regret subscribing. So, since the last time I cut a video, we hired offensive coordinator Brian Schottenheimer to basically be an assistant for Mike McCarthy. McCarthy is going to be the play caller this season. And when any head coach is having his back against the wall and it's either put up or shut up, they're going to go down doing it their way. Just like when Bill Parcells was with the Giants in the 80s. He was on the last year of his deal, and if he didn't come through, they were going to let him go. And he said, if that's the case, I'm going to do this thing my way. He did it his way in 86. And they walked away with the Lombardi. So Brian Schottenheimer, his recent stints from 02 to 05, he was the Chargers quarterback coach. Got to coach Drew Brees there for a season or two. Then after that, he was the Jets offensive coordinator from 06 to 2011. He was part of those two back-to-back seasons where they made it to the championship game, where the defense was the strength of the team. He had Mark Sanchez to work with at quarterback. Then the Rams offensive coordinator from 2012 to 2014. Then he goes back to college, Georgia, to be the offensive coordinator and quarterbacks coach in 2015. So in 2015, he goes back to college in Georgia. Don't know why. Maybe he's the best thing for him at the time. And then he comes back to be the quarterback's coach for the Colts in 2016 and 17 for Andrew Luck. Then he gets promoted to Seattle as offensive coordinator from 2018 to 2020. Had some pretty good offenses there with Russell Wilson and company. And then was Jacksonville's passing game coordinator in 2021. But then it says that he was the Cowboys coaching analyst this season. I don't know anything about that. And now he is our offensive coordinator 2023 to the present. Now, the list of our UDFAs. pretty cut and dry. Yes and no's in re-signing, in my opinion. We start with Anthony Barr. He's 30 years old. He just came off, $2 million deal. If he'll come back again for another 1-year deal for that amount of money, close to it, maybe just a little bit more, yes, re-sign him. Anthony Brown, 29 years old. He was making around $5 million a year. Let him walk. Noah Brown, wide receiver. Last year he made $1.7 million. He has a spot on this team That's a question mark. Depends on who they pick up in free agency or who they're eyeing in free agency and in the draft. Dante Fowler Jr., 29. He'll be 30 this next season. He played for us for $3 million last year. If he'll come back on another 1-year deal for close to that, I'd say re-sign him, but he had a pretty good season this year, and I think he'll get the bag somewhere else. CJ Goodwin, 32 years old, $1.5 million. Hit last year on the cap. Our best special teams player. I know he's coming off an injury. He's getting older. But I'd sign him. I'd re-sign him for like another 2-year deal. Because the guy is a good gunner. Really good gunner. Great special teams guy. Jonathan Hankins, 30. 1.3 mil was his salary last year. Re-sign him. Definitely. Right now he's our best run blocking defensive tackle. Linebacker Luke Gifford, 27. 1.1 million against the cap last year. Re-sign him for depth. He'll re-sign for cheap. T.Y. Hilton, who was 33. I didn't realize he was 33 when we signed him. So, logic will tell you he'll be 34 in this next season. He signed for $800K. If he'd resign for 1 more year for that kind of money, hell yeah, re-sign T.Y. Hilton. That's great depth for the wide receiver core. Kicker Brett Maher, 33 years old, $965K. I know he kind of had a little freak out towards the end of the year, but all season he was money Maher. And he made his 2 field goals against San Fran. Re-sign him. He's 33. Kickers usually can kick well into their 40s. Lock him up for a 2-year deal, I'd say. Connor McGovern, 25 years old. Our starting left guard. 2.5 million against the cap last year. He'll be looking for a payday. I don't think he's that good to demand top dollar. So if he's willing to take a decent deal and not be stupid about it, I'd bring him back on. But if he's asking for top money, you let him walk. No question about it. Long snapper Jake McQuaid, 35 years old, $1.12 million cap hit last year. Was injured. We had Matt Overton come take over. Jake McQuaid is great. You re-sign him, no brainer. He should be fine after his injury. He should be recovered just fine. Trayvon Mullen, 25 years old, $2 million cap hit basically last year. I don't know. I don't know if you re-sign him or not. Maybe you do. For $2 million, maybe a 1-year deal, $2 million, 1 year, $2 million deal. I'd bring him on again. Let Dan Quinn try to get the best out of him. It'd bring depth to the cornerback department. Offensive tackle Jason Peters. He was 40. He'll be 41 going into next year. If he's willing to play again at $2 million, I'd bring him on again for $2 million because he was great when asked upon. He was left tackle, left guard. He was great at both positions when we needed him to be. And he's great depth. I would bring him back on. Tony Pollard, no brainer. I hear people saying to restart in the running back room. No, Tony Pollard last season was the most dangerous weapon behind the cheetah. He was a guy that if you get him the ball in space, he could take it all the way. Yes, you re-sign him. If he's in the $9 million range, $10 million range, sign him to a 4-year deal. 4 years, $40 million. Because when you restructure Elliott down to bare minimum, your running back, the money that you're spending in your running back room is going to basically be the same as it was last year. But Pollard getting the meat of it, and Zeke not. Pollard made under $1 million last year, $965K. You re-sign Tony Pollard. If he doesn't go down at San Fran, we still have a good chance of winning that game despite Dak's inconsistencies. Cooper Rush, 29 years old, backup quarterback, $977K last year. You re-sign him. Re-sign Cooper Rush. The man went 4-1. He's 5-1 career backup. Signed the man to he's 29. Signed him to a 3-year deal. At what? $1.5 million a year. Because he's worth it. And we can afford this, guys. Don't let Stephen Jones tell you that there's so much of the pie left, this and that. That's BS. We can manipulate the cap. If we want to, we can create $50 to $75 million in cap space this offseason if we want to. Dalton Schultz, he was on the tag this year for about $11 million. I don't see him being re-signed. We got Jake Ferguson, who I think could be the next Jason Kelsey. Peyton Hendershot are going to be really good in year 2, and we just need to get another good, solid third tight end. Maybe Sean McEwen can make another step. Who knows? Schultz probably walks. Leighton Vander Esch, 26 years old. It was only a 1-year, $2 million deal last year. Re-signed his ass. That man is a linebacker at trade and a football player. James Washington, let him walk. Carlos Watkins, 29, defensive line. He played for $690K last year. Re-signed him for 2 years, around that cap hit. Heck yeah, re-signed him because the man can play. Donovan Wilson, 25 years old. $965K he made last year. He's going to get paid. People were talking about putting the tag on Pollard. Sign Pollard to a deal. And put the tag on Wilson because he is our only true strong safety. As I said before, J-Ron Curse is a hybrid. Malik Hooker and Izzy Akwamu. Well, Malik Hooker is a free safety. Izzy Akwamu is a free safety / cornerback. Donovan Wilson is our only true strong safety, our hard hitter, the guy that lays the wood to the tight ends and receivers coming across the middle. Everybody knows where number 6 is at. Retain him at all costs. When Dan Quinn created the Legion of Boom, he had Earl Thomas, free safety, playing great. He also had Cam Chancellor at strong safety, laying the boom on the guys coming across the middle. That's our Donovan Wilson. Dan Quinn needs him. We retain him. If we gotta tag him, tag him. Then our restricted free agents, Rico Dowdle, I can care less. Terrence Steele, 25 years old, made $895K last year. Re-signed that man. He's coming off an Achilles tear. Re-signed him to a long-term deal. Because you saw when he got hurt, our decline in the running game. He is a very important piece of this line. Re-signed him to like a 7-year deal. It won't be that long. But re-sign him to a deal. Probably be team friendly because he's coming off of an injury. Re-sign him to like a 4-year contract. And that'll be solid. 1 second. Dogs. Yeah, let my dogs in the bedroom. So, with our guys that we need to re-sign, the guys that are up for contract renewals, those are the guys we keep, guys who don't keep, and the guys I'm not so sure on. Of course, CeeDee Lamb, sign him now. Don't play him another season. And then, this season, he's on the 4th year of his rookie deal, and he just goes off and is like a top 3 receiver and costs $100 million. Sign him now at $25 million a year, and you'll be fine. Sign Diggs as a top 10 corner. Get that over with. 1 more second. I do apologize. I'm not at 100,000. I'm not at 1,000 subscribers yet, so I don't have a studio. So I gotta keep the door shut, keep the noise minimal. And I forgot what the hell I just said. But yeah, whatever I just said, take that to the bank. And I just want to touch on everybody saying Zeke is washed. He's no doubt he's not the 2016, the 2018 Zeke. Or even the 2019 Zeke, who rushed for 1,350 yards that year. He's not that Elliott no more. And he cannot play on his current deal. For him to stay, he has to take a pay cut, and a big one at that. Not just 25%. We're talking about 75%, 80%. And he can do it because he's made his money, and now he just wants to win. And we have the team to do it. We are young. We are good. We were on the cusp this year of getting to Philadelphia, the NFC Championship game. Tony Pollard don't go down. We beat San Fran. We would have made a hell of a game better against Philly than the Niners did. I mean, Brock Purdy goes down in the first half. Their fourth-string quarterback comes in. Brock Purdy comes back in the second half. It's not the same. Eagles had a cakewalk playoff run to the Super Bowl. They had the Giants at home. And then the Niners on the third and fourth string quarterback. Cowboys and Eagles would have been a hell of a better game in the championship game. We're that close. So I don't think money matters that much to Zeke anymore. I think he wants to get that ring. So check this out. First 15 weeks of the season, he plays 13 games. He misses against Chicago and Green Bay. And if he'd have played against Green Bay, we would have won that game. Because in the fourth quarter, he could have salted that game away. Tony Pollard was about washed up in the fourth quarter. Didn't have much juice left. And we kept going 3 and out. Elliott would have gotten some key first downs to kept some drives going to keep the ball out of Rodgers' hands. Possibly got us into field goal range to make it a 17-point lead opposed to a 14-point lead. But week 1 against Tampa Bay, 10 carries, 52 yards, 5.2 yards a carry. Week 2 against Cincy, 15 carries, 53 yards, 3.5 yards a carry. Week 3 against the Giants, 15 carries, 73 yards, 4.9 yards a carry, touchdown. Week 4 against Washington, who just shut the running game down both games. 19 carries, 49 yards, 2.6 yards a carry. Against the Rams, 22 carries, 78 yards, 3.5 yards a tote. Against the Eagles, 13 carries, 81 yards, 6.2 yards a carry, a touchdown. Against the Lions, 15 for 57, 3.8 per carry, 2 touchdowns. Against Minnesota, 15 for 42, only 2.8 a carry. But he did put it in twice from the one for 2 touchdowns. Against the Giants, 16 carries, 92 yards, 5.8 yards a carry, 1 touchdown. Against Indy, 17 carries, 77 yards, 4.5 yards a carry, and a touchdown. Houston, 15 carries, 62 yards, 4.1 yards a carry, touchdown. Against Jacksonville, he had 16 totes, 58 yards, 3.6 yards a carry, and a touchdown. Then Christmas Eve, 16 carries, 55 yards, 3.4 yards a carry, and a touchdown. So, the first 15 weeks of the season, the man averaged 4.2 yards a carry, had 11 touchdowns. Granted, against Tennessee, Pollard didn't play. Elliott did. Had 19 carries, 37 yards, less than 2 yards a carry. Against Washington, he had 8 carries, 10 yards. Hell, Pollard had 7 carries, 19 yards. So, I mean, they both were shut down against Washington. Against San Fran, Zeke was 10 carries, 26 yards. Pollard was 6 carries, 23 yards. So Zeke is not washed. The combo of 20 and 21 in that backfield still holds a lot of water. What I would like to see is get a third running back. So Elliott is not used up so much in the first half of the season, and he is more healthy and more rested in the second half of the season. So he can be that thunder that we need to mix with that lightning. That thunder and lightning is a real deal. Now, what we need to do, we have first, second, third, fourth, fifth, and a 7th round pick. We have 6 picks. And I think we get 3 compensatory picks. I'm not sure. All I know is we're going on 6 draft picks. We need wide receiver, offensive line, defensive tackle, cornerback. Wide receiver, I still think the best option is Odell Beckham, because we're looking at this season, 2023. The future is now. He's coming off his second tear. No one's going to give him a big contract for big money. Give OBJ a 1-year, $13 million prove-it deal. And the great thing about that is Gallup will be on his 2nd year off his ACL tear. He should be looking like the Gallup that we all know, the 1,000-yard receiver. And if we re-sign Hilton and Brown, you'll have CeeDee Lamb, who is a true 88, over 100 catches, 1,350 yards. You'll have CeeDee Lamb, Michael Gallup, T.Y. Hilton, Noah Brown. And then OBJ can just work his way slowly throughout the season, just like he did with the Rams. In the Rams, he wasn't big in the regular season, but come playoff time, he was about 100%, and he took off. And he's the reason why the Rams won the Super Bowl. If he wouldn't have torn his ACL after that first touchdown in the Super Bowl, they would have blown out Cincinnati and not won by, I think, 3 points. Odell Beckham. Some say he's a diva. He's matured. He's the kind of signing that could get you over the hump. Offensive line. Whether or not we resign McGovern, we need a better left guard. A better left guard. McGovern would just be for depth. Either trade for Shaq Mason with Tampa Bay, since Tom Brady's gone. I'm sure there's a lot of trades that people be, offering them. See if they'll deal Shaq Mason. I think he plays right guard right now. He could probably switch to left. He's better than McGovern. And him next to Tyler Smith would be very good. And Tyler Biadasz is getting better every year. Going into year 4, hopefully he's a good center. Not an average center, but a good center. But if we don't make a trade or sign a free agent guard, our first round pick, draft one. Or draft a tackle that we think can convert to guard. Kind of like Tyler Smith. We hit on first round linemen. It's either trade for Shaq Mason, sign the free agent, or first round pick, go left side of the offensive line. Defensive tackles, free agency. There's going to be a plethora of them. Sign 1 or 2. Or pitch a nice trade deal to Tampa for Vita Vea. Imagine getting him. I think Tampa's going to blow it up. I really do. If they're going to do that, hell, offer them a second-round pick, Neville Gallimore, and your first next year for Vita Vea this year. Because him and Hankins side by side would be like Aaron Donald and Sue, like the Rams had, or Vita Vea and Sue, like the Bucks had. Because Hankins is a lot younger than Sue, and their talent level at this point is pretty much the same. That's just an idea. And cornerbacks, go out and sign a Byron Murphy. Hopefully a Jamil Dean if he's a free agent. A Greedy Williams. To sign somebody better than Anthony Brown is not going to be hard. We got Diggs. We got Bland. We got Jordan Lewis for another year for depth. Go sign one or two free agent cornerbacks to seal up the number 2 spot. You do that, and our defense will be ready to go. And draft great again. Just draft great again. The first, second, and third round picks, 4th round, 5th round, 7th round. We really don't hit on the 7th round. But we have talent in the 5th round, 4th round, 3rd round, 2nd, and 1st. Out of the 6 that we draft, if 3 of them can be instant contributors, like this year's 5th round picks, DeRon Bland, Damone Clark. This round, 4th round, this year's 4th round pick, Jake Ferguson. This year's 2nd round pick, Sam Williams. This year's 1st round pick, Tyler Smith. Have a great draft. Then it's going to be us and Philly as the favorites in the NFC. And I cannot wait till this Sunday is over and football season is officially over, because whenever we lost, football season was over for me. So wear them feathers on your head, as Kansas City will be the chief on Sunday. Hopefully Pat Mahomes gets his 2nd ring in his first, 2017, 18, 19, 21. In his first 6 seasons. Only played 5. So, only played 5 seasons. Mahomes is going to his 3rd Super Bowl. He's won 1, lost 1. Beat Philly. Beat Philly, KC. Because we don't want to hear about the Eagles winning in 2017 and 2022 under 2 different head coaches and 2 different regimes. We can't handle that, Cowboy Nation. But we were so close on the cusp this last season that usually I'm pretty pissed off whenever we lose in the playoffs. But this team is so young and loaded. And if we make the right moves in the offseason, restructure Tyron Smith's contract, save a lot of money there, restructure here, restructure there, open up a good $40 million in cap room, sign some key guys. I truly believe 2023 we can make a serious run. Apologize for my Tourette's. It makes me make that noise. And make a run for that 1 seed. If we can get that 1 seed, all we gotta do is win 1 game. Maybe a home playoff game against the Giants like the Eagles had to get to the championship game. We'll have the 2nd place schedule. So we'll play the NFC West, and then we'll play 2nd place of the South and the North of the NFC. The AFC, we will play what division? I believe it will be the AFC East. Interesting. Yep. 19, 20, 21, 22. So we'll have Buffalo, Patriots, Jets, and Dolphins on the schedule for this next season also. And we had the Patriots, so we had the East and the AFC North. So it's either going to be the AFC South or the AFC West. We get the number 2 team. Hopefully it's the South. Hopefully it's AFC South. And it's Tennessee. Give us Tennessee. And let the Eagles have Jacksonville. Or if it's AFC West, which I hope it is, give us the Chargers and let Philly have Kansas City. Hopefully it's AFC West that we have on the 1, 2, you know what I'm talking about. But we have the AFC East and the NFC West on the schedule for this next season. So we basically know our 17 opponents. The only team we don't know is if it's going to be San Diego or if it's going to be Tennessee. AFC South, number 2 team, or the AFC West, number 2 team. Other than that, that's what I got to touch on right now. Damn, 31 minutes. Please subscribe, like, and share, guys. I really hope y'all watch this all the way to the end. I'm going to get my Tourette's under control because it aggravates me. Some videos, I can do it without it aggravating me at all. Sometimes it flares up. But that's my State of the Union of where we are right now. The pinned comment on this video is twofold. Who do you think is the most important player we should hold on to that is up for contract? And who is a player that you think that we need to get in the offseason via trade, free agency, so forth? Other than that, guys, put God first and foremost. He comes before everything, even this. Seek him in his righteousness, and all these other things will come unto you. I am a living testimony of that. I believe I got to put that into all my videos. Keep it cool, calm, guys. Enjoy the Super Bowl. Please press that red subscribe button and the like button, like Mike Fisher says. It helps beat the algorithms and basically get your video viewed more. Help me reach that 1,000 subscriber goal, DC Nation, and I will catch y'all on the flip side. Probably won't take a week. I'll probably cut a video shorter than that, but that's it for this episode. Y'all have a good night. Have a good Wednesday. Have a good hump day. And Charles in Charge is out. Deuce.